All right, accountability update number 3. This week has been somewhat disappointing compared to the last 2 weeks. I had originally said that I was going to flesh out the characters of, well, flesh out 3 characters basically. I thought I could do more than that, which was insane. I think that I, as a writer, have never truly fleshed out a character on paper before putting them into the actual story. So I think maybe that's part of why I haven't really been able to follow through and finish things in the past, is because I didn't think it through ahead of time. And now I'm trying to do that and realizing just how challenging that is. So, Thursday, my accountability partner and I just had a quick phone call. We weren't able to do the full, work through things like we usually do, just life gets in the way. But it was good to sit down and have to explain myself and say, like, I didn't get done what I wanted to do. And I guess that's really the purpose of these meetings, is to have to admit to that. So we're going to meet again this Thursday. And for some reason, that feels like it's tomorrow. I mean, it's only Monday when I'm recording this, but it feels like I've got to like light a fire under myself, almost as if I need to make up for the time that I didn't take to do what I wanted to get done last week, which I think is probably a good thing. But that being said, I'm sitting here trying to just flesh out the protagonist, the one character. And I had one night after that phone call where I was really just knocking stuff out. It felt good. I was just putting things on paper. And I think that there's part of me that, um, not to sound too full of myself, but when it comes to creating things, I think I do have good ideas. I mean, I don't want to go so far as to say genius, but maybe. Um, but no, I think that my own self consciousness gets in the way, my own critique of things before I even give them a chance to exist prevents me from putting things down on the page, and that really holds me back. And so I'm trying to be better about just putting it down as it comes into my head and letting that character be as they exist in my brain. Now, obviously, I'm starting with the protagonist, so that's going to be the easiest character. This is the one that I've thought the most about before even starting this project. I think after that, that's my goal this week, is just to finish fleshing out the protagonist, make them feel like a real person, and then start to build up the other characters around them and start to develop those relationships. And I'm sort of going back and forth as to if I need to develop those first or if I can sort of put them into a scene and then see how those relationships develop and kind of figure it out that way. So that's my goal, is to finish the protagonist by Thursday and then hopefully do more from there. I don't know. The character sheets that I'm going through, I use ChatGPT to help me just say, like, okay, give me some questions and answers. What do I need to do to really deep dive and get to know these characters? So I think that last Thursday I answered like 23 of those prompts about the main character, and I still have easily 10 more, and that's just for one character. Now, granted, she's the protagonist, so I probably want to go into more detail with her than anybody else, but with each of these other characters, I do still have, 20, 30 questions that I want to fill out about them before even diving into the story itself. So at this rate, I want to make sure that I'm not in my own head too much and that doing these character deep dives isn't preventing me from creating the actual story. So I'm going back and forth, and feel free to weigh in if you have suggestions. Um, should I go ahead and start trying to put these characters into scenes before fully, figuring them out, and go from there, maybe add to their character sheet as I see them in scenes? Or is it more important to take the time up front and really go point by point for every single one of these 6 characters to figure out who they are before even trying to put them in a scene and giving them like actions and reactions to the other characters around them. So I think that's sort of what I'm ruminating on this week. And I'll keep you posted. So, toodaloo, Nancy Drew.